The East Bernard, Brahma baseball and softball teams both qualified for the 2A state semifinals in 2014. Baseball beat a pair of Coastal Bend area teams to get to Round Rock. They swept Banquetti in the fourth round before beating Bishop in 3 to qualify for the Final Four for the third time in school history. Brahma softball beat Natalia in the quarterfinals to advance to Austin for the second time ever. The school looked to become the first in 11 years to sweep the baseball and softball titles. In the 3 previous appearances between the 2 Wharton County programs, they never failed to win a state title when advancing to the Final Four. Softball easily dispatched 35-0 Hawley in the semifinals, 7-0 thanks to a 2-run homer by Miranda Lehman and a 2-run single by Alyssa Reyes. That put East Bernard into the finals against Crawford as the Pirates look for their second title in 3 years. East Bernard scored 2 runs in the 6th, highlighted by a Lehman single. Crawford scored single runs in 5 different innings to lead 5-3 after 6. The Brahmas loaded the bases in the 7th, but Reyes flew out to shallow right to end the game and the first loss for East Bernard softball or baseball in a state Final Four game in school history. Brahma baseball still had a chance to bring home a golden trapezoid as they faced Sunnyvale in the semifinals, a team from suburban Dallas that was only in its 6th year of existence. It was a game that would end in one of the more stranger ways one could possibly end. The contest started slowly as the 2 teams each had just 1 hit through 3 innings. It was scoreless until the 4th when Sunnyvale recorded 3 hits and were helped by some Brahma errors. Ryan Cottongame led off the frame with a single and scored when the next batter, Seth Metzger, doubled him home. Cash Goodhart pinch ran for the first baseman. After a walk to Jose Castillo, Sam Shaver's attempted bunt was popped up in the air and nearly caught by first baseman Cole Keppen. With the runners holding to see if the ball would be caught, catcher Justin McGuire tried to throw out Goodhart at third, but his throw sailed into left field to score the runner. Behind the play, left fielder Nathan Klavinka tried to throw out Castillo at third, but he airmailed the ball to bring another run in, and it was quickly 3-0. It could have been even worse later in the inning with runners at first and third and still nobody out, but Joey Rosado lined into a double play, and pitcher Kyle Havinka induced Jake Wilcox into a ground out to retire the side.
We came out a little flat. We weren't hitting well, but you got to give it up to that pitcher. That Wilcox, he's a pretty good pitcher. He kept us off balance. He threw away. We weren't letting the ball travel.
That's what we pride ourselves on. If a team's going to make a mistake, we try to capitalize on it.
That was a heartbreaker. My catcher tried to make a great play, and he threw it a little bit wide. We probably should have ate that one, but that's okay.
Next inning, the Raiders loaded up the bases with 2 singles and a walk with an opportunity to bust the game wide open. However, Kyle Havinka rallied to strike out Metzger and got Shaver to hit into a fielder's choice to end the inning with no further damage to the scoreboard. For 5 innings, the suburban Houston team could not manage any offense against the suburban Dallas team. Sunnyvale pitcher Jake Wilcox was in control and allowed only 2 hits the first 5 2/3 innings. Wilcox was 1 strike from retiring the side in order in the 6th when the Brahmas bats finally woke up. McGuire and Keppen singled to put runners on the corners. Wilcox tried to pick off pinch runner Alan Anderson at first, but his throw was wide and went into right field. McGuire scored to put East Bernard on the board. The first baseman Metzger tried to throw out Anderson at third, but his throw was wild, and that allowed Anderson to score. Cayman Mayfield would eventually single home the game-tying run to knot it up at 3 after 6 sets of at-bats.
My guy was picked off. Fortunately, their pitcher threw a little wide, and I had some fast guys on the base, and we just kept going. They threw it to third and just bounced away, and one of my quickest boys, one of my I think it was my freshman. I moved him up just because he's fast.
That was tough. I think we had him if we'd had an accurate throw, but unfortunately it got by, and that was a momentum changer.
We didn't do ours early, but then when we caught up to him, then it became a game, and then it got real exciting for both teams.
With a whole new exciting ball game, Sunnyvale fans put on their popcorn bucket rally caps looking to regain the lead. East Bernard pitcher Kyle Havinka could not find the strike zone, though, in the 7th inning. He walked the bases loaded, all on 3-0 counts, and his night ended after 6 1/3 innings with 7 walks.
They came through whenever we were down 3-0, and they scored 3 runs for me, and I just, walked bases loaded in the last inning, and so that's where, and they were able to pull a run out of it, and that's where we kind of messed up.
Klavinka was right as the Raiders scored a run, but how did they do it? With a hit, an error, a fly ball? Nope. Manager Tim Arden called on Jose Castillo to dial up a very old-school play. Yes, the old suicide squeeze, and it was executed perfectly as Castillo bunts it to third baseman Ryan Cottingham. He has no chance to get Lawson Ayo at the plate. He can only take the sure out at first, so the run scored, and Sunnyvale regained the lead on a play Arden had tried earlier in the playoffs.
Last week, same kid, we had the same situation, and he didn't get it down. So this time, I'm so happy for him that he executed and did what he wanted to do. Sometimes I think you just got to take chances in big moments and trust your kids.
The coach gave me the sign, and I just did what I had to do. It's just a great opportunity to do it, be the one to get the bunt down, win the game.
We fell asleep a little bit. My third baseman didn't say anything. My dugout didn't yell. They couldn't hear me. It's a loud venue, and we're yelling squeeze, and it was a perfect bunt. I mean, he got it away from my pitcher. Third base was not charging hard. Hey, hats off to coach for calling it.
The Brahmas still had a chance to win it in the bottom of the 7th as they loaded the bases with 2 outs thanks to 2 singles and a walk. With the East Bernard fans sensing a walk-off ending, Justin McGuire was at the plate with a chance to win it, having already hit 2 singles earlier. He never got a chance to be a hero. Can you believe it? Catcher Wesley Phillips picks off Derek Rucka at first to end it. There was no way Rucka would have attempted a steal, but Phillips catches the senior shortstop leaning too far off the bag to end the game and shockingly knocks out East Bernard from the semifinals 4-3.
A scholarship catcher, and we trust him to do whatever he has, and he saw an opportunity and executed.
I'm not sure what my guy was thinking. I guess he was a little amped up and got a little too far off, and catcher made a good throw and it's a good tag, and that's baseball. Very risky throw. I mean, if he throws it in right field, we score 2 runs and win the game. It worked out for them. It didn't work out for us.
East Bernard finished the year at 25-6. A great season, but Tony Cruz knows the pickoff play at first basically cost the Brahmas a shot at the state title.
Super happy about what East Bernard has done the last 2 years, not just this year. Unfortunately, it ends in a play like that with bases loaded and probably one of my best hitters, and that's baseball.
Once again, your final score, Sunnyvale defeats East Bernard 4-3 here in the Class 2A state semifinals at the Dell Diamond. A tough loss for the Brahmas, just like the softball team that fell in the finals. East Bernard goes down in the Final Four, but what a great run for this school this year in both softball and baseball. The Raiders took advantage of that play to advance to the 2A final, where they easily handled the Trojans of Troy 13-3 to win the state title. Here at the Dell Diamond, Jeff Power, Max Prep Sports, your leader in online high school sports content.